The roller coaster there.
What an abrupt stop. Anyway, yo, what's up, everyone? We're back. Hello, middle camera. It's a new week, another week.
I still don't know. I don't know.
Just looking in that general direction somewhere. With us today is our friends from the Washups. We have Jay and Brad.
I was waiting for you to introduce them, so I got their names again.
So to start off, man, thanks for taking the time to come out here and talk to us, man. We really appreciate that, guys. And we know it's a little bit of a drive.
Yeah, I was about to say, you're probably the furthest guest that we've had, like the furthest distance someone came to just talk to us about
making records.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
exactly. So we definitely really appreciate that. This week, Blizz isn't with us, and he's doing his thing, so we're just shouting him out, and peace and love to the Blizz. And behind the glass, as always, is our boy Nick.
What's up, guys? How you guys doing today?
So we got producer Nick, and behind him, we can still shout him out. We got manager Nick.
Nick.
Hold on, wait. I have a third camera here.
Oh shit!
Are you going to show you guys?
Hold on, wait. Webcam, and then there's manager Nick.
There's manager Nick. Nice. Dope.
So
everyone gets an identifier.
That's it. Dude. I love it. All right, so today we're just going to kind of get right into it and dive into a little bit of history of the band.
Oh, yeah.
So I always start this question pretty much with every show because it's my favorite question. Everyone loves a good origin story.
An origin story.
Yeah. So how did the Washups come about? I know you guys have been like friends for like a minute, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So how did that all play out?
So I guess how it happened is we were it was kind of funny is me and Josh, our drummer who isn't here today, we were like good friends since like 8th grade. And we always skateboarded and BMX together.
Oh, a good story always starts with skateboarding.
Facts.
And we would jam every time we couldn't skateboard, and we'd be like, dude, this is so sick. We should start a band. And then never do it.
Also sounds about right.
We'd be like, okay, that was cool.
Every good band starts with not doing it for like a year after the original idea came about.
So it was in high school, we had a songwriting class, and I wrote this song that was that ended up being on the EP, which is Falling Through the Floor.
Oh, shit.
And I wrote it, and Jamie, our lead guitarist, was in that class. So I was like, Jamie, throw a little something on there and, spice it up. So he came up with that.
The spice.
And, came up with the riff, and I was like, this is awesome. And so we got our other friend, Zach, that was in that class to play bass for us. And I remember having a conversation, something like this, is we had this block of class, and Josh had math or English. And Josh was like, you know what sounds so sick? I should play drums so that I can get out of this class. Yeah. And I was like, yes. Perfect. This is going to be awesome.
Fuck yeah.
And then we played it, and soon enough just kept on coming up with more music and jamming out, and and then I guess recorded the EP, and that came out, and people seemed to like it, or at least drinking to it.
However you got to enjoy it, you just enjoy it.
Yeah, and now what's it called? Now we have Brad here. This thing's gotten way more serious than we ever anticipated it to.
So how long has it been a band? How long have the Washups, or I don't know if your band name has changed, or how long has the band been a band?
I'll say it was a high school band for a good 2 years, and this past 2 years have been
full force,
firing on all cylinders. Super real deal band.
Have you been out of high school for only 2 years, you guys?
Yeah, that was gonna be my next question. How old are you?
How old are you guys?
I'm a sophomore in college now, so I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 years.
All right.
Something like that.
So 21 or?
I'm 20.
You're 20.
20, yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, Brad's the baby.
Oh shit. You know what else was funny in your story? You're the drummer, this drummer, that, and you're and then we got a bassist. And then that was it was just such a good band story when the bassist or hinting at the bassist. It's just a very small part of the story.
Well, we ended up having No, it's not really creative differences. I'd say we had like different visions of what we wanted to get out of this, and
I feel that.
unfortunately, it's just that our original basis we didn't click at the end of it. And Brad over here, so funny. Brad has always kind of been with us through this whole process. Like, our lead guitarist went to college in Connecticut. Brad started playing guitar with us. So, like...
Oh, so you just plug in wherever...
Yeah. I'm playing with them for a while, like, on and off, I guess.
So,
he reminds me of Patty. Just like, we'll throw him a guitar, throw him a bass, and it's like,
versatile,
just do it.
But it's been so epic now it was like we always were like, how can we get Brad involved? And it was finally like, when we talked to Brad about it, he was like, I'm in. Like, I want to play bass for you guys. I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of speaking for him. So he could be like, I was
Brad,
so
did you
pumped
want to
do
play
this.
bass, or was that kind of thrown on you?
I was kind of into it. I liked it a lot.
The keyword is he was
Kinda.
kind of into it.
Everyone's always speaking for me and stuff. Bass player things.
Felt. Because, before I started my thing, and then I just, like, got a bunch of dudes to play the instruments, and I only have to sing.
Yeah.
But I was a bassist, too, and I know how that feels, so... You're important, bro. All right?
Thank you.
Don't let him make you feel different. No.
Yeah, it's just like, it's so funny because it might, like, people say that about, like, bass, but it's just like when you look at the grand scheme of things, it's like Brad's the most suave one of all of us. Like, just, like, really just keeping it, like, I'll say some ridiculous shit that have, like, get second looks, and Brad will just come in and just, like, ease over
That
everything.
straight lace guy.
Smooth it all out.
Any valleys I make, I feel like Brad's just like, we're just going to keep it cool.
That's
Casual.
important member. Real quick, Nick just gave us a little reminder. You guys can move the mics up a little bit to you. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, you got to get that thing in your face.
Is that all good, Nick?
Yeah.
Thanks, buddy.
Enjoy it.
Yeah.
Enjoy it.
We want to be able to hear that sexy voice going on the waves here, all right?
So it seems like you guys are pretty much all like a group of best friends. Is that a fair statement for the most part?
Spend a lot of time together.
Yeah.
I feel like that's rare because I feel like nowadays when bands get put together, and not that it's a bad thing, but I feel it's maybe it'll be like two friends, and then it's like you got to find someone, and then they come in, or maybe they'll bring they'll bring someone else, or it's really kind of rare that you get like that just genuine, like we're friends if we might stop playing music, but we're still gonna be friends, like that kind of like vibe. I feel like that's just not a thing anymore, so it's awesome for you guys.
Exactly, and that's what I was gonna bring up is like you do see like a lot of bands kind of. They're friends, but they're not like always hanging out together, and it's almost just like
there's friends and creative friends.
Yeah,
and it's like sometimes you're one, sometimes you're the other, sometimes you're both.
Exactly,
and like it's rare that you get that both.
Exactly. When it comes down to like songwriting and just jamming out and kind of vibing, I think that probably really brings that extra spice, to the because.
I like that term too. Like they had the spice.
Yeah,
add the condiments. Add that cheese.
Yeah,
bro,
man. Like it's one thing if you're like friends and shit, but like if you're like you got your boys with you and you're jamming out, like that sends to another fucking.
Watch in
level,
like
dude.
5 years, would be like, yeah, I'm in a band. I've never even met my other members. We just email each other tracks back and forth.
Exactly, and it's funny because like the guys from Citizen, I just feel like they don't really hang out with each other. They just come together and they make music.
We get it. You like Citizen.
I love Citizen. I'm just using an example. You know what I'm saying? But
I mean, it wasn't always. I wouldn't say it's always like that.
Yeah.
Like Josh and I were always buddies because we always did like BMXing and skateboarding. And like Jamie and I were always friends, and like we're always actually so funny. I went to school with Jamie for my entire life and like never talked to him. Like we were
Really?
just never like just on different wavelengths. And then finally like music brought us together, and then we got like got into like doing like motorcycle stuff, and Jamie was like all for it. He was like, hell yeah, let's get it.
So you're saying kids should drop out of school and just play music?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. I was gonna say like, and I like think about. I was like, man, like, what connection do I like? Can I really think of like that stands for like Brad and I? And I just will always recall like, well, kind of like with skateboarding and bring it back, I guess it's just kind of such a big part of like my rationality.
You still skate?
Oh yeah,
Nice.
Favorite
It's like-
favorite company? Deck wise, sorry, I had to ask.
Death Wish.
Death Wish? Damn. Okay.
But I was gonna say is like I have friends that like tried skating and they didn't want to get like hurt. Like they have jobs and like they're being adults.
Yeah.
And,
It happens, man.
and I remember Brad's in this other band, Gutter Trunk, and they were playing a show at this old bar, really divey bar called Proud Mary's.
God, it sounds amazing.
And there's a DIY skate park like down the street.
That's fat.
And like Brad was like, let's just go skate it, dude.
I was eating shit all night.
That's what it's all about.
And then playing music after. And then I was like, oh, dude, like, Brad just likes doing punk rock shit. Like, let's do it. Fuck yeah.
Damn, Brad's
Brad's
the man.
This guy's the man. No, that's cool. And like I feel you on that. Like the other guy that usually does their podcast with us, Blizz, he's like one of my best friends, and I met him through skateboarding back in the day. We were like 6th grade, and I was in a backyard at some other neighborhood kid, and he popped his little head over the fence one day. I didn't know him. And he's just like, "Hey, I saw you guys skateboard, man. You want to skate?" And I'm just like, "Fuck yeah, dude!" And then 12 years later, he's still just my best friend, and just that skater mentality, man. That's just real.
Dude, I love those type of stories because it's like, what if
Absolutely.
he didn't pop his head that day, or
Absolutely.
what if he was sick that day and he just, you know what I
Exactly.
mean? Like that shit is
Exactly.
that's some Back to the Future shit, you know?
That's what I'm saying, dude.
It's little things, man. I mean, not to make it a skateboarding podcast, but it's just like you could be anywhere. And if like you see a kid like holding a skateboard, like 9 times out of 10, you can be like, all right, we can like, I'm going to go talk to this guy and like, we'll kind of just get it. In any situation, just be like, this guy
This
gets
guy's
it.
all right.
I mean, we could
exactly.
say F and just talk about skateboarding the whole time.
I'm down. dude. I'm absolutely down. I try to make a comeback this year because I took some years off being an adult.
Dude, when we shot the other video, you were when we were fucking around with the board. I think you landed a kickflip, did you not?
Yeah, I got a board in the car.
So if Tony Hawk drives by, you'll be able to get some free shit.
Hopefully, dude, that'd be fucking rad, dude. Honestly, but yeah, I tried and we got back into it, and I was just like, damn, man, I'm 27 years old. My body's not as nimble as it once was. Plus,
I've never been
probably
thin enough
50
to
pounds
properly
heavier.
skateboard. I've always been terrible. I did try. We used to have a Vans in Morristown.
Oh,
You ever
yeah.
go there?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
That
I went there
spot.
as a kid. I took lessons there.
Damn.
That's how bad I wanted to skate, and I could not get it.
Damn.
So I'm like, I wanted to be punk rock. So I'm like, all right, I can't skate. I gotta just hit this music thing real hard because that's the only thing I can maybe do.
Yeah, exactly. Rest in peace to Vans. And
That was a great
and then
skate
it
park,
turned
though.
into Overboard at one point.
The thing is, I was so bad. No one ever like made fun of me though. It was a good like community. No one ever gave me crap or because I was just this fat kid trying to ollie.
Now, unfortunately, that place is a Hollister.
No, it's not. It's a they
And the
turned it into
food
a
court.
movie theater.
I don't
the
even
food
think-
court, movie theater, and Hollister.
Do
Hollister
malls
was where,
exist anymore?
As long as it's not Old Navy.
I went to the mall the other day and there's like 12 people there max,
Really?
like on a Saturday.
Damn.
Damn, yeah, I feel like a mall's dead.
Cherry
And
Hill
like
ain't
every
dead.
other shop, it's just empty. Like mall
Well,
is
that's
just.
yeah. Cherry Hill Mall's not dead. I was just in there the other day
Now-
grabbing some Chinese.
If Amazon went and just bought all the malls and just put like an Amazon sign up and left all the same stores, I bet. Boom.
That's a crazy idea.
Well, you know,
Oh no, dude! You just planted that idea.
Jeff Bezos.
No.
Jeff Bezos
Jason-
is listening
he's
to our
listening
podcast.
right
He's like,
now, dude.
I got a text from the FBI. Shut the fuck up. You know?
Like straight up, what's the real shit? They could slap Amazon logo right on the Cherry Hill Mall.
That's all
and
people.
bring
It's just
so
a
many more
logo.
people
But then
in.
you could keep the same stores, man. You could have FYE in there.
That's what I'm
People are like, this
saying.
is great. Yeah, this has been a thing for like ever.
well, apparently Morristown's getting apartments in there. If you didn't hear about that, the Morristown Mall, they're building apartments
Why?
in the mall.
Who needs to live there?
They're
In the
going under.
mall?
Preet's going under. That's like the Morristown Mall, like that company. They're going under, but they're building apartments in there.
That's wild.
Apparently, the movie theater hasn't paid.
Here's
rent in,
more
like 2 years
apartments.
either.
No
That's
one
my
can-
favorite movie.
Here's
theater,
more
too.
apartments
Yeah, I
no one
know.
can afford.
Have
welcome.
fun living at the mall.
Yeah, seriously.
Welcome.
The only thing that's good about it is you're right down the street from Jay's Elbow Room. So
I mean, it's a good
Jeez.
dive bar, but dude acts like this. Dude acts like this bar is like the promised land.
it is.
You know?
It is.
I got married in this bar. I had my first kid in this bar.
Yo, I was thinking about having Pandemic there.
Have a pandemic in this bar.
That'd be rad. You get a lot of people to go there.
Dude, they have an outdoors now. It's pretty sick.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, you guys can go back to skate park now, skateboarding. And
You guys go back.
We're going back to music here. So you guys are like from down the shore.
Yeah.
What
we would say down. Is it down the shore to you guys?
Yeah, I wouldn't say so.
You don't say I live down the shore.
No.
You don't.
No.
But like, so you guys are from AC.
Yeah.
So what if you're going to like LBI? Do you say I'm going down the shore just because it's different than where you're at?
I would say I'm
Going
going
to the
LBI.
Damn, I guess I'm just a boomer. I guess I don't know.
So like it's not too far from us, but it's a quite a distance away.
It's a drive.
Yeah.
It's not a hike.
Yeah.
It's a drive.
It's a drive.
Sunday drive.
Yeah, exactly.
Leisure.
I mean, yeah, you guys came here on like a Thursday, like after work hours. Like we really fucked you guys over.
We're sorry, we appreciate it. But on some serious shit, like what's the scene like down there? Is there a lot of like band activity going on, or like is there? I know COVID and all that, but like in general.
I think it feels like it's like a real tight knit community of
Yeah.
like few bands. If that makes
Okay.
any sense. So it's not like it's like there's like a ton of bands down
Yeah.
there. It's just like there's like maybe like 15 or so bands that play like all the time, and everybody knows each other. It's real cool.
That's cool.
That's
Still a good amount.
cool,
Too.
yeah.
15's a good amount.
Yeah, but I was talking to your manager. I can't wait to get down there, get you guys in Philly, and just start going outside to play again.
You know what's so wild about the scene that I literally just thought of is like there are 15 bands, right? But there's not like any scenes. Like I guess back like in the day we used to have a pretty wild like metal and hardcore scene, like 2010-ish. But now like there is no genre scene. So it's like
It's just music.
it's like we played shows with like indie pop bands, and it's like we're kind of like this whole album we're working to like release is going to be more like I want to say let's call it a modern classic rock and roll.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know, but it's just so like you don't know who you're gonna play with until you're like playing on the stage.
Yeah.
Like I've seen some bands where it was just like the Halloween show when there was that jazz funk fusion band that opened up, and we're just like, oh, and they were killing it too.
Jazz fusion's a hard genre to follow.
Hell yeah.
Oh my
was
god,
just
I would never attempt jazz.
That's like the
I
shit
w- I
Jimmy's
wouldn't.
into. That's complicated stuff, man.
So
But,
do you prefer that? Like, or I mean, just someone like, because I mean, sometimes people, it's like, this show was kind of genre just because it's, you get the same kind of vibe from each band, or I don't know, not that they're all sound the same, but you know what I'm trying to say. But I mean, now that kind of genres are, I just feel becoming less and less prominent, important, or people are just kind of like just listening to whatever the hell they want. Do you see that as like a positive, or?
So, from where we live, in my opinion, not speaking for the Washups, just Jay, I like it because it keeps a lot of reggae out of here, which is like nothing to diss on reggae, like no disrespect at all. It's just that everyone has this, like all of these bar owners have this like idea in their head that it's just like, you know what people really want to hear in the summer? I'm going to book 7 reggae bands all week long.
I've never heard that before.
that sounds totally right. Too.
I've never ever heard that. Or really, right? I mean, I like some reggae. I like, punk and goes like ska reggae. Like there is like kind of like an umbrella that they're all under. So I'm just surprised to hear there's that much reggae being played down in AC. I never heard that before.
Big thing.
Really?
Pair it with the beach, man.
Oh wow.
For all the older people to come down there. And
Yeah, I'm a little blown
vibe.
back. I mean, yeah, I guess times have changed where now it's reggae where, 20 years ago everyone just wanted Brown Eyed Girl over and over.
Oh, that's still very much alive.
It's just the reggae version now. But
A
so,
reggae version of Bright Eyed Girl might be kind of neat.
so like,
find it.
to talk about all the other genres, it's just kind of awesome because it's kind of like we're seeing these like reggae bands, like they play all summer long, and like the bars love them because it's just like nobody really gives a shit.
Yeah.
Like
background
It's like
music.
that awesome kind of, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but it's like that kind of backgroundy music, you know, or like a classical kind of is where you can still have conversations, have your drinks, and it's not, you know, kind of getting into your, you know, what you're doing.
But I think all the other genres, because of that, have to work really hard, and a lot of them are really, when they play, like, the performance and the music is so in your face that it's like, I don't know, it's kind of magical in the way that it's like all of us, like, bands that aren't reggae and aren't like summertime cover bands, like, we're all kind of like arm in arm, like, we're in this, like, we're just gonna do it. Like,
So it just build up the community even more.
yeah, because it's like they're playing like just cover music, and like I'm totally in support of anybody making making money off of playing music, even if it's covers or I don't
No,
know.
I have friends that cover bands, and it's cool. I mean, it seems like a fun thing.
So oversaturated.
I would do a pop punk cover band if I had the time, you know.
Dude, if you could make $20 playing a fucking kazoo, it'd be sick. Like, I'd be stoked for you. I'd be like, right on.
You got me there.
But it's just like all the original music, it's like, that's like, and especially in these cold winter months is where it's like, you start to see like everybody really, I don't know, you kind of find out who's who in this whole community of like, oh, like, who's going to play like we have a bar at the called the Bourrée down there that's like a nice live setting bar, and it's like, who's gonna play the bar in January?
Yeah.
And it's kind of like those guys are like real, like that's hard to like fill a bar full of locals in January. Like, it's like shit.
So is it like, I mean, obviously, you know, the seasons are different, but I mean, you totally see and feel the difference between summer and like winter and all that, as far as like people out and about and whatnot down the shore, right?
Everything changes in the summertime.
Yeah, like sports, it's like the off season, and then you know, the regular season.
Exactly.
And then like you have the ones that actually matter. They'll play a few more shows because they're in the playoffs.
That's interesting. You know,
I'm just blown away. I don't know anyone personally who is like a very big reggae fan, so I'm still kind of blown away that genre is booming down in AC. I mean, it's
not surprising, but it's pretty funny though. I could totally see it. I mean, I don't spend too much time listening to reggae, but
I'd say one of my favorite reggae band, the Agrolites. I saw them with like the Aquabats. You guys know who those are?
Yeah.
You know, I saw them when I was like a kid opening up for that. And I'm like, yeah, this is pretty gnarly. Like, that was my biggest like live reggae performance I ever saw.
I don't know if I've ever seen a live reggae performance before.
Got my fill of ska at the Warped Tour they had in Atlantic City on the beach.
Oh, I was at that.
Yeah.
I was at, and then like after day one, remember the weather and everyone had to leave.
Yeah, the big
And then
storm.
they let everyone back in, but they just started letting people in. So if you didn't have a ticket, you literally could have saw like A Day to Remember and a few other bands for absolutely free.
Yeah.
You could have just walked in and they wouldn't have done anything.
I thought about going to that, but
Yeah,
I was like, you can't catch me out on the beat at 96 degrees, dude. Just
bro, my
fucking
favorite
roasting
band's
me away.
Blink, and they played the next day.
Yeah, they played at night. That was really cool.
Well, and then the day after that was where I was going to start my job that I have now. And I walked like in the sun so much the day before. I was chafing so bad. I was like, I can't even do it. I'm like, I can't even walk,
Exactly.
and I have to start a new job tomorrow. So I like,
Standing and walking all day.
no, Pam and Dennis, I was like, deuces. I said, I'm going home. I went home on Sunday, and it was like I missed out on my favorite band. But I'm like, that was like when I kind of saw like my age.
Yeah.
You know.
Did you guys all go to Warped Tour? I know you did. Did you go to that one or?
I got to watch from the boardwalk.
There you go. That's what's up right there.
Well, the year before that, it was like promoted as the last,
one.
and then they went and did that, and it was
The
like
very next year. I was
went
mad.
to the last one in 18, and I spent a lot of money, and I made a whole day out of it, and I'm like, fuck, I got to do it again.
How was I purposely I didn't go because just the way it was set up, and I don't do too well standing out in the sun for multiple like.
It was rough
For a long
on
time
the
like
beach.
that. Yeah, that's
like
what I'm
compared to
saying.
regular, I thought the beach was rough. I don't know what you guys thought. I mean, whenever it's in AC, is it normally on the beach?
Yeah, they've had beach concerts there for I forget how many years, probably since like 2015.
But on like that kind of scale, that was probably the biggest.
That was
one.
probably the biggest one,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, like seeing the video,
on the
like
beach. Huh?
Who else did they have? Didn't they have like?
I saw Maroon 5 on the beach way back in the day.
shit.
And
That's cool, dude. I don't give a
everyone-
shit. That's awesome.
Dude, everyone talks shit on Maroon 5, but they're funky like when they're live.
They're old.
They're like-
I mean, I sound like such like a I like their old stuff, but their old stuff is like
that's what I'm talking about.
when they actually
some
had all the
classic
guitars
jam,
going,
yeah.
like it actually wasn't, and they just kind of went maybe a cheesy mainstreamy way. But I mean, it's still I have guilty pleasures too. So
Nah, Maroon 5, like their older stuff definitely slaps, dude.
the thing is, he made fun of rock and roll though, and I don't like that.
Who did?
He played
Adam
he played
Levine.
rock and roll. Before.
Did he really?
Well, he was like, because you know how Maroon 5 evolved into like, kind of they just play whatever the hell they want now. He specifically said like, there's nothing new happening in rock music. It's like blah blah blah. That's why hip hop's the way to go, and that's why we're going this route. Like he said, it was a couple years ago. But then how Gene Simmons said that. You saw that like a couple
No,
weeks
what?
ago.
Gene
Oh,
Simmons?
Gene Simmons says rock is dead and it's all our fault.
Kiss's fault?
He said it's all our fault, like
The
rock
fans.
consumer, like fans and stuff. And then
Everybody's
Alice
like a fan
Cooper's
of
like, dude, Gene, shut up. like that ass.
That's a ridiculous statement. Dude. All right, so going back to the Washups. So you guys released an EP last year, or in 2018. Oh, man, 3 years ago. Shit, dude. I'm still in 2020 mode. So like, where'd you guys record that?
That was in a studio. Crazy. I mean, it was a crazy experience because it was the first time ever in a studio, but it was a crazy location. It was above a church in Ventnor.
Oh shit.
And it was like crazy setup because like everything was like so small.
Really?
So it was like you all had to like cramp up everywhere when you went to like record. And I think for what we paid for it and like, just being young and not really knowing too much about how it all works, I think that it sounds pretty decent.
Absolutely. No, for sure.
I really kind of enjoy it now because I'm like I get all nostalgic because I'm just like, oh my god, like
brings
you
back,
suck. You're like, like, oh my god, like remember when you? I'm not saying I'm good now, but I'm like, man, you remember when you sucked that bad? There you go, dude. You're moving up in the world.
Well, I mean, it's just neat. I mean, joking aside, you see your improvements, So, I mean, that's just gnarly. That's kind of the whole point, People really do give each other, like, you suck at guitar. It's like, all right, bro, well, give me, like, another year. We'll talk again. Like, fuck. Like, people really just want to, like, dive down someone's throat about it.
Of course. It's the way of the world, dude. So
Gotta stop.
I know you kind of touched on it a little bit and said you guys were working on some new material. Is there anything else you could share with us about that? Or
When is your
share
next
the whole
song
thing.
out? Tell us the date, the time of the day.
yeah, on date, time, all that.
So,
Social security numbers.
So I'm trying to remember. Oh my god. So I think we have an album that we just recorded
Oh shit.
and it's being mixed as we speak.
Oh.
Same spot in Ventnor or different?
So we actually tried the Gradwell house and had
Oh.
Gradwell.
Who with the Gradwell did you record with?
Matt
Nice.
Weber.
That's
So-
awesome, dude. Gradwell's getting around. Like,
Yeah, it is.
Like they're blowing up more than they ever were before.
We, just a little shout out to the Gradwell house. I called a bunch of studios that were like in our price range at the time. And like all these studios were just like, they were real pompous and like real just like, oh, like you guys want to record at our studio? Cause like I want to feel at home when I record. So like I want to go there and I want to put my butt on all the chairs and see which one I like. And like they were all like, every time I called them, they were just like, well, you should just know. You should, if you've heard of us, you should just know.
Wow.
Are you serious?
And I called Gradwell House, and they were like, yeah, come up, like, take a tour. And there was some, like, weird, like, oh, my gosh. It was like a bunch, like, I hate to use the term, but there was just a bunch of hippies, like, doing, like, this whole, like, atonal hum music. And, like, Dave was just walking us around. Like, he was like, this is the main room where all these people are just, like, it's like, don't mind them. It's like they're just doing their thing.
That's weak. I'm gonna go home, burn my incense, and curse you guys out.
But yeah, it was like, and they treated us like real real musicians before they even heard anything or heard a word come out of my mouth. They were just like, yeah, we want you here. Like, of course.
Yeah,
like,
it's like, we're running a business, and we love your business, so we're not going to treat you like junk.
Yeah.
It's such a crazy business practice that no one adapts it, right?
Yeah, and yeah, you brought up a good point. Like, calling around the different studios and they're just being like assholes about it. Like, I mean, I'm not in a band, but like if I were to be in a band and I was going to go record like an album, I'm not trying to go somewhere where I don't feel like wanted. Like this is
You wouldn't even feel comfortable.
That's
You're
what I'm
not gonna
saying,
Get the
you know?
best.
You
so
need that- you
even
need
if
that-
your equipment's better, I'm not comfortable there. It's not going to come out
Exactly.
as good.
exactly.
How many songs did you guys record there?
technically 10 songs.
Okay.
What's the technicality?
There's one opening track that's just like cool, almost like a soundscape, but I don't know if you'd call it that.
Like an instrumental?
Yeah, but not like a minute long. Just kind of getting to the feels, getting to
The
buckle
vibe.
in.
The vibes, bro.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome. So you consider that like an LP. That's your full length that you guys are going to put out.
Yeah, that's gonna be like the debut album, which
Sick.
is gonna be cool.
Now we've had the discussion before with other bands, like which again any band can do what they want. It's just some are doing like constant singles, some will do like a like maybe 1-2 EPs in a year, and then you don't have the LPs anymore. And like I miss that. We had a whole episode, and I miss that because it's like I want to put something on, maybe put my phone in my pocket and not change it to anything, and just listen to like a whole story. So I just, I give you guys props for going that route because it's not done enough anymore, and I want it to come back. I do.
Yeah.
I think that's a big Spotify, Apple Music thing where it's just so easy to click one track, click the other track.
Get it on a
and-
playlist and move on, right?
Yeah, and I think this album, we're releasing 2 singles, I think, off of it.
Okay, cool.
And I don't know. I guess the best thing is like at one point we kind of made a decision, and like again to get Brad like more credit. I mean, like this is why like I'll give it to Brad, where it was like Brad is a crazy choice to have like become like into this whole thing. Is it really turned like I guess the EP, the Washups were like a band. Like they felt like a band, I guess is the best way I can describe it. And this album and the music that we're kind of just like starting to write for our next stuff is way more almost like Art Deco, like like just being able like kind of just like writing what we want to write.
Yeah.
And like not really like we wanted the whole album to be consumed as an album where
Right.
it's just like you
I can
listen to the
appreciate
whole
that.
thing and like take from it what you take from it. And if you don't like, if you just like a few songs and those are the ones that are for you, then like so be it. But I definitely think the album was wrote for like a lot of, I think for at least the lyrics, a lot of them are like it's like living in a vacation town on the off season.
That's cool.
I mean,
so-
you guys are from AC, right?
Yeah, so like the whole, I mean, like not to be like, because like being like, oh, we're from AC is kind of just like, I feel played out. But I think it's like, yeah, it's like, so you can listen, like you can put this song on like, what's another vacation town that like no one goes to?
Well, like Wildwood or something?
Oh, I was thinking like bigger. Like it'd be like going to like the mountains in Colorado in like the summer. And just having those kids.
Just
and
like
it's
an off season, you're in the wrong area in the wrong season type of thing.
Yeah, and they're just kind of just like that. It's just like it's not like this big like spectrum. It's just like it's just people. Like it's just people living there. Just like oh, like there's the beach. Those are the mountains. I live here.
I don't know, man. It sounds different.
Yeah,
Or I guess when's like the ETA for release, or I mean, if you guys have like a at least ballpark, or if you guys are
think
announcing that anytime soon, or
Sometime around the summertime.
like a
wow.
summer record.
Summer
Ooh.
record. Sounds of the summer.
Nice.
Is that the name of the record?
No, but
I thought he was dropping it.
How long did it take for you guys to record this one?
So I Oh, it's hard to tell because we had to take the break because COVID, when it became like full force,
Yeah.
Oh,
everything was like the whole studio shut down and
Yeah.
like nobody was in or out of that place. And eventually we were able to start going back there like a few I want to say it was like maybe June-ish. We were able to go in and it was like one person could go into the room and like take their mask off and like record their vocal parts and then
Damn.
put a mask back on, come into like the control room, and it was definitely interesting, but I have no idea. I mean, it's almost in the grand scheme of things, I think it was a year, but I think it might have been like 6 months, 7 months.
So it took 6 months, but in the world that we lived in at the time of COVID, it took a year. I mean,
Yeah.
how was that like going in? You guys got so much done. COVID happened. You had to take, whatever break, and then it was only like one guy at a time. Like, I mean, getting through all that, do you still feel like, you have the record that you guys wanted?
Yeah, I mean, it almost was better because it was like we could leave the tracks how they were, and then it was like we couldn't do anything. Like, the tracks were what they were, so you start listening to them and listening to them and listening to them and really developing, like, why you like this song and why you don't like this song. And it just gave us more, like, when we came back to finish it, I'd say the idea was more defined, where it was like, at first it might have felt like a collection of singles, but it ended up being like, this is like a story that has no characters and no meaning. It's like the story doesn't mean anything until like start listening to it, and then like you.
A story with no characters and no meaning.
Welcome to philosophy class.
I get what you're
I
saying.
never finished college, man.
Damn,
What's
well,
a college?
That's what I'm saying. But no, that's cool. Definitely excited to hear that. I'm very, very interested. It sounds like
I'm more excited
interesting.
now just after hearing you describe
That's what I'm
it.
saying.
Like, it's just like, I mean, the thing is, I've never met you before. And I'm like thinking like, damn, like this dude, like we could be bros. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm like, damn.
Exactly.
Because it's like when you love your own shit, and I don't say that like in a like when you just genuinely love what you're doing, but like, I don't know. I'm getting that vibe from you guys, and it's like, yeah, it's cool. You guys aren't chodes like we are.
I mean, I just felt like it was just the music we wanted to make, and all the songs, like, so we all come from like very different musical backgrounds and what we like. So it is just like butting heads consistently. So like when the product is like finished, it's like, whoa, like I can't even believe that we're friends, let alone like that this song is like done. So it's just like, so I guess in like some weird big picture is like all the songs, like everything that I hated became the stuff that I liked. And then all the stuff that I liked became the stuff that I could have done better.
Bro, you're growing, man. You grew up a little bit. That's awesome, man.
So, and it was like to talk about like the meaning of the album. It was like I had these like dead set meanings in my in my head, and then I'd show my like friends, and they would like totally like come up with their own like thing. They're like, "This is what this song means to me," and I'm like, "Nailed it! You nailed it, man."
Well,
That's
like,
what it is.
Going with your influences, can I just ask, like, what would you say is your top 3 compared to your top 3, if you don't mind me asking? Some people hate that question. That's why I said if you don't mind.
I'll try and give you like a recent one because it's hard to pick a top 3 of all time.
Sure, absolutely.
We were talking about jazz fusion earlier. I've been really into like Weather Report recently. If you ever heard of them,
I have not.
Worth a check out, especially if you're a bass player. It's cool stuff.
I slept a little bit.
I've been really into like samba music, like all the bossa nova, like Brazilian kind of stuff. Like I don't know,
I don't even know. I'd have to
makes
look
me
into
dance. Like
Gets you grooving.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
And then I guess that's not an artist, so it doesn't count. But Third one, I've been kind of into like Bill Withers a lot recently. Like he's so simple with everything he does, but so like powerful at the same time.
I mean, it's cool because you said three things, and three things I don't really know. So it just means that I have to do more diving, more digging. But what about you, bro?
So I'd say if we're doing recent, because I like.
Yeah, that's a better question. Recent, because ask it someone top. That's a bullshit question.
Definitely been listening to this band called Death, which is like this like 70s like. I guess they're called like proto-punk.
I think I've heard of Death.
It's punk, but it's like real rock and rolly, and it's like it's cool because it's like you can feel where like the punk would be, but it's like a rock and roll like EP, and it was real cool. I'd have to say, I'm trying to be so true. I don't want to say what I think is cool. Like, it's just be like, oh. You ever heard of King Gizzard and the Lizard? Yeah.
So you guys aren't rocking that Machine Gun Kelly album?
No. See, I have friends that were so stoked on it, and I just like wasn't. I don't.
I'm with you on that.
That just seems to be like the one album everyone like just keeps talking about. So that's why I just kind of threw that out there.
But I'd say that band, the band Death. I'd say Biggie Smalls.
Oh yeah, you can't go wrong.
And oh man, what's a good third one? I'd have to say probably like up until the guy from the Black Keys got involved with Cage the Elephant. I was real into that. Like once that guy got in, it kind of just sounded like the Black Keys, which I like the Black Keys, but like
But that's not what you're listening to now, is what you're saying.
No, that's like what I would like that Cage the Elephant, like earlier stuff all the way until like the guy from the Black Keys got like started producing them is like I could listen to any one of those records like today or like 5 years ago and I'd still be like, oh hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Like
that's awesome. That's a bunch of stuff I never really fucked with, so I'm gonna have a good weekend, like just like
Catching up.
just like I love getting new stuff. You know? So
dude, let's switch it up. What is your guys' top three?
relax, bro. You're on our podcast. No, that's good. Juan, what have you been listening to, Juan?
Lately,
I mean, we're our music podcast. We should stop talking about skateboarding. We should talk about some damn music. So
I'll keep talking about skateboarding. No, lately, besides my usual bag of shit that I listen to all the time, I've been listening to a lot of Sade. I just love Sade. She's just, oh, dude.
I haven't. Like,
You gotta get on
you
that.
guys are all
You definitely
cool.
know.
We
You
get
definitely
it.
know her songs. Other than that, see, when you put me on the spot, I can't think.
No, you're just embarrassed to say it. You just gotta say it. What have you been listening to?
Sade. I've been listening, kind of jamming out that new Pine Grove album recently. It's pretty tight. And I don't know, man. Yeah. What about you?
You remember Waster?
Yes.
It's a band from the UK that like keeps getting compared to Neck Deep because their singers kind of sound the same.
Yeah.
They released a new single and it is like just the catchiest thing. But it's only one song. Kind of going back to like, damn, I really wish you would have just released a damn album or at least an EP. So it's like this one catchy song. It's 2.5 minutes over. I'm like, well, I have to keep listening to that again. So you're just getting your Spotify numbers up because I have to keep repeating the good song that you guys released. What else have we listened to, man? I've been going like backtracking. So I've actually been going back to some older like punk. So I've actually been listening to a lot of like The Clash. Weirdly enough, respectable, right? Like it's not bad, right? Yeah, like I really have like kind of going back, and then I've been listening to a lot of NoFX because we had like a thing on like a podcast, and we got to like promote a song on there. So I listened to like a ton of NoFX again, and I'm like, damn, I remember why I liked this so much when I was like 15, 16.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been doing.
That's cool. I never got into NoFX that much.
It's an acquired taste. NoFX is more like their stuff isn't as catchy as a lot of stuff, but it's like, NoFX live show, that's where they make their money.
Yeah.
Because I've been at 2 NoFX shows, and like one time I came out with like my nose literally like I saw them at Warped Tour 06. I went in the pit. I was 15. I got rocked, and it came out, and like my nose was literally bleeding. Like I was literally bleeding from 3 seconds of a NoFX like pit.
3 seconds.
So you got to like it's punk rock. I mean, you got to like
Yeah.
punk rock. You know.
I definitely have to take a deep dive in them because I haven't like listened to them since I was like a young buck, and as a kid I was just like, yeah, nah, like my dad was never really into them, so like growing up, you know what I'm saying, you just kind of
Nah, because you pick up,
Yeah,
what
exactly.
you're shown and everything.
Actually, for my third band, I'm just gonna say it.
Oh, you got it.
Yeah, this band called Mugshot. They're out of California. They're just straight up Valley fucking hardcore, and they just put out a new EP like 2 weeks ago or last week or something like that, and it's definitely worth the listen if you guys are into that, dude.
You guys ever hear of Whitechapel?
Yeah.
I randomly watched like 3 Whitechapel music videos like the other day. I don't know, just bored, and I led there, and I was just like, damn, like it's rough.
They're still one of the leading deathcore.
They've been a band for a minute.
Yeah, they just put out an album a couple years ago. I think it's called The Valley, and it's a very different approach on. It's like a new era of the band. There's like cleans on there, and it's like a big giant like concept, like it's like a big story about like someone like surviving out in the wilderness or something like that, which was pretty cool. It wasn't really my cup of tea, but I thought like it's different from just your typical, 10 years ago, and they were just straight breakdowns and heavy ass fucking just riffage, and that's all they were. But
Well, it's cool. It's like it's not my cup of tea, but you're not like bashing it because it's just like
it was.
I don't know.
It
You
was
can't
cool
bash
shit.
people for trying new stuff.
No, absolutely. I mean, like they've been around for a long time at this point, 10 years, I think. So, doing like a concept album as like a heavier band, I just thought was a cool idea.
Would you consider your album coming out a concept album? Does it have? Because it sounds like it's like one big vibe from what you've explained. So, would you consider it like a concept album or?
So, I don't personally think so because I kind of wrote like I guess as far as like lyrics go, it's kind of written like a high school essay, where it's just like
I'm intrigued as hell, man.
Like I was just like, okay, like I'm gonna follow this theme. I was like, this is the theme I have in my head, and the theme I have in my head is like this. And how many different ways can I like take a song lyrically and kind of like take this maze into some? I mean, I'll give it to you guys. Some of it is like a real stretch. Some of it's a stretch. But it's just
Will you message us some of these lyrics later so we can
yeah,
so
I
we
mean,
can take it time? I want to see what you consider a stretch.
yeah,
Like I want to hear the line that's a stretch.
like so yeah, I just think that like some of the like just basically like that idea of I don't think it's a theme, but just that idea of like I have a theme that I had in my head, and like not even really intentionally, but like intentionally, subconsciously wrote lyrics to like cater to this theme. And when it came like recorded and I listened the whole thing, I was like, in my head, maybe I'm on like a different planet, but I was like, nailed it. Like, but I mean, there's going to be 100 different people that are going to listen to it and just be like, oh my God, this guy's totally talking about aliens. Knew it. I knew it. And I mean, Stoke, like, not saying that, I'm just being funny, but
That's not to say the album's not about aliens.
Brad needs to chill. Easy.
Dude, Brad's cool as hell.
So, I'm very excited for this album. It seems very like a trip.
I just don't feel like we've had someone talk about their art like you have, and
Yeah.
it's just it's gnarly, dude. Like,
Yeah.
I wish I had my jewel. I wish I was on a level because I feel like I could talk to you guys like for hours, just like all spaced out. Like, yeah, dude. Like this, like just about this one line. Like we could talk for 3 hours about one lyric, like one line of a 2-minute song.
Yeah, but you know what? It's always the really complicated, complex, like rhythmically and like metaphorically lines that I'm like, yeah, thought of in like 5 seconds, and it could be a super easy line that like I sat there, crossed it out, wrote 2 different things, crossed those out, wrote the same line again, and like came back to it because it like stood out, or it's just like funny because it's like some lines are just like they flow so easily, and the other ones it's like, oh my gosh, like what an like you didn't pay attention in English class. And now when everyone's using vocab words, you're sitting there just like, shit, that was a good word. Like, so, I mean, like I keep saying, for anybody who listens, is like, I hope you get the idea of what I was thinking. But if you don't and you're still stoked on it, that's what I meant the whole time. You really got it.
It's like I wrote this song, and this is the meaning. But if it means something different to you, correct.
Does that mean you're going to buy it?
Isn't that music, though? I feel like that's, like that's music. Like the original purpose of a song is not like really stupid example, but it's just very easy to understand. Who Let the Dogs Out? Yeah. Do you know that song's about unattractive women? Like a dog is an unattractive. Like that's what that song is. But that song was in a fucking Rugrats movie. Yeah. Just when the dogs were coming out, like a thing. Like it's like different. Yeah. Bad analogy. I'm sorry.
You know what's
the next time?
Epic game to play with yourself. Like when you just like get into like mind games, listen to like a really, really popular song and try to just like, it's like probably not, but like try to make a better meaning. Like try to listen to WAP and just be like, what was she really trying to say here? Like, where was she really going with this? Like,
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna start listening to songs and like just try to like force my mind to go in a different. Like I know the song's about this, but it could be about this, and just start spewing off.
Yeah, just some of the lines you're just like, you know what? Some stuff just ain't adding up here.
I'm taking it back. Brad, you're the coolest guy in the group, not Brad. I'm taking it back, Brad.
Damn.
Man, we gotta get Brad on here, bro.
Cut through.
So, you guys got your friend Nick out there, right? He's your manager.
Yeah.
How long have you guys known him? Give him a little shout out. I know he's back there talking with
your Nick's talking to our Nick.
Yeah, they're collabing right now and scheming up some stuff, I'm sure.
It's like, how do you dump your guys and how do I dump my guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, we are. How's it going over there? What are you guys talking about?
Stop.
So growing up in in the Atlantic City area, did you guys go to like a lot of like bigger concerts and shows and stuff like that? Like how was that kind of experience, or would you guys travel kind of towards Philly? And
I would mostly take the train up to Philly, and like go to shows up there. I'm a big fan of like really small like.
What's your favorite Philly venue?
Everybody Hits on Girard.
I've never even heard of that.
It's like a batting cage, and then they have like, bands.
I know what you're talking
Oh,
about. Yeah,
shit. I gotta look that up. See if that's.
Yeah, it's about. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Do you like some of like kind of the bigger like you ever been to Voltage Lounge?
Yeah, I played there a long time ago.
Really? It's right off the Electric Factory, the small one right there. Yeah.
I think it's owned by someone else now, though, right?
I don't. Oh, you mean the Electric Factory?
Yeah.
Yeah, they call it something else, but I mean it's
Franklin Music Hall.
Yeah, no, it's the Electric Factory. But there was just a big thing about the Voltage Lounge, and like they like tried to save it, and they got enough money, and like so that's not going to go anywhere, or at least that's what I saw. But there's like a big thing to pull that because I mean everyone's suffering right now. But what's the batting cage one again? I'm sorry.
Everybody Hits.
Everybody Hits. I want to look that one up.
Yeah, it's like a straight up batting cage, and they just have like a small stage in there, or is it?
I don't think
there's no stage, right? Yeah, all right.
You just need a room, bro, and an outlet. Someone's got a PA. Someone will bring it. Like you just need an outlet and a room. That's it. Dude.
Which is rad that they do that because like it's just once again another.
Yeah, I mean Girard. I've never. That's awesome.
What about you, man?
Oh, I forget what the question was. I was thinking about.
Do you have like a favorite Philly venue or?
Ooh, Underground Arts for sure.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Like we're very, very small room people.
Yeah. Totally. That's the way I like it, honestly.
I like the small room.
It's more intimate.
Everyone just builds in, and then if it's a bunch of friends, like if everyone knows your lyrics, like that to me, that's my favorite part. It's like if someone's like screaming your lyrics like back in your face,
It's gotta be a great
spit and all, like just sweat, all the other bodily fluids just flying.
I don't know about all
In
that.
a pre-COVID world, you would have loved that. You would have loved that.
Speaking of COVID, because he brought it up, he's
Oh,
like,
duh.
So I gotta ask. The people want to know. So like, this is like more of a social media question because I think it's interesting, and he hates me asking it, but I'm gonna ask it anyway.
Nah, do you, boo?
You know, how have you guys been kind of like dealing with keeping your presence like active during this whole? You guys been stepping up on social media, or you guys just kind of just like it is what it is and
Getting
just
the recording done. Like what have you kind of done during? Like, what have you done during COVID, like, the best use of your creative time?
Yeah.
This is that. Yes. I asked your
perfect.
question better.
Thanks for tightening it up for me.
We've been doing a lot of writing. Like,
Yeah.
Of like the new stuff that's gonna come after this album comes out.
Oh, damn. So you guys are already gearing up for...
It's been a long quarantine.
Wait. You guys are gearing up for
Another
Re-
or album EP. We're not
EP
decided.
on it?
We're
Wow.
not decided yet.
Damn, you guys are on the fucking ball.
So, I mean, we've been just kind of like locked into, like we were talking about this on the car ride over here. I'm going to do some math, so just give me a second here.
All right, let's gear up.
But I'd say that on average, we've spent close to like 10 hours a week together.
Yeah, probably something like that. Close to that number.
Yeah, I mean, meet up 4 times a week for at least 2 or 3 hours.
And just writing?
It just whatever we do. Like it's kind of especially now it's real kind of like leisure.
Yeah.
But in like because of that, it was like this is when like a big transition happened because we were playing a lot of shows, and it was and it was fun because like I love playing shows and you know I love drinking, so it kind of just like hand in hand.
Yep.
So when all this COVID stuff started and like that got taken away, it was like, whoa, like we have an album coming out and so much to do. So it was like tighten the reins on all of that and getting I'd say our social media presence is it's like a faint beating heart right now because it's just like we're all running around, you know, merchandise, planning out music videos, and all the other fun stuff that goes with that. Yep. And, you know, so it just like, I don't know, it's been a wild experience.
It just sounds like you're in like the work mode, and then kind of it'll be like you guys are doing this, and then once it's all there, it's like then we're gonna see you all over the internet at some point. You know, once that all is created and just ready to like release and go through all that crap.
It's all a scam. We all look punk rock. We worked really we all look like we don't care, but we worked really hard on this. But I don't care. Whatever.
It's whatever.
That's the punkest thing you can say is I don't care.
Yeah.
Fuck it, you know. Well, you know, I had to ask because some people.
No, I give him shit just because it's been like the ongoing conversation.
Unfortunately,
and I'm ready to start talking about like, do you guys feel? And here's a question: do you guys feel that we're on like, kind of like the horizon of this? Like, I feel like shows. I feel like maybe like fall. Like I feel like we're on that last hump of getting back that little bit of in the music scene sense of normality. Do you guys feel that, or do you guys kind of maybe think we're still kind of?
If I had to put money on it, I wouldn't, because I thought it was going to be over like the first 2 weeks it even started.
flatten the curve.
Yeah.
14 days. Here we are, like a year later.
Oh man, we had a show like at the end of that like 2-3 week, and we're like, oh dude, we'll stay home, we'll hang out, we'll go play the show, no worries. And then it
1 year later.
Shit.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone really saw it like. I mean, I think some people thought like, oh, this isn't going to be weeks. It might be a couple months. But I think once like the holidays came, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and all, like it was like, whoa, like this has been like the whole damn year. I think that was like the realization, and now we're on the third month of the next year, and it's,
Yeah. Today officially marks 1 year since the first case in New Jersey popped up.
No,
You're kidding.
way.
Yeah, I
Today?
saw it on the news today. Yeah,
Yeah.
today.
Yeah, jeez.
And then I think on like the 14th or around the 20th or something will be the first year, will be official year since lockdown started, which is fucking nuts to think
Well,
about.
I had a buddy just went down to Florida, and he's like,
They don't give a fuck down there.
He said COVID isn't like a worry here. It's not like it's different. And again, I don't want to put down Floridians or, get like a bunch of heat for that, which I'm not, but it's just like, here I feel like we're in lockdown still. Like we are, everyone's going crazy because they're like, oh my God, 25% in like a diner. Yeah.
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 Whereas like in like Florida, they have
Texas now,
they
too.
have shows. They have EDM parties and
Yeah.
they're having bar and
Well,
it's just
South is a
different.
funky place because when the summer this all like started, me and a buddy of mine were like, yo, you know what we're gonna do? Like, we're gonna go on a trip and like we're gonna take a trip and we're just gonna go down south and we're just gonna camp a whole bunch and like talk a bunch of smack and like because we're like it's gonna be perfect. Like it's like we're not gonna be like around people. We're just gonna be
Yeah.
camping and doing our own thing and like not gonna bother anybody. And I remember I went into this gas station and I put a mask on, right? And I think we were in like North Kakalaki or something. And I mean like deep North Carolina where it's like
shit.
really South Carolina,
Yeah.
but it's North Carolina. And I put a mask on. I walked into this convenience store and the guy was like, man, check out them times. If this was not like a year earlier, I would have shot you for putting a mask on. Damn. And I was like, all right, man, I just came in here for like a bottle of water. I have cash. Don't worry. It's going to be cool.
Yeah.
it's just different parts of the world deal with it different. I'm just like, damn, bro, like let's open up
Yeah. I feel
this
ya.
pit that is America.
I feel like
I'm with him though. I wouldn't put money on it by the fall, but I do think we're
It's how I
Right.
feel, but it's not. I know it might be wrong, but I feel like it could.
it could. Yeah.
I mean, you guys got to play a show in AC. How was that? You guys played Summit recently. That's actually how I met your manager Nick, and we started talking. No, you guys are here, and we're bros now. But I mean, how
Bro,
was
boys.
how was the show? How was playing in this? I think we actually have to wrap up in a minute or two. But how was it playing a show like during this time? Like, how did that all go?
I thought it went pretty well. There's like a cap on the venue.
There is a cap
Yeah,
on the
so,
venue. So how many people did you play for? Would you estimate?
Well, originally the cap was 50, and then they raised it to 80.
Cool.
I think we had 80 people there,
Wow, that's awesome.
and it was like right before the Super Bowl. So like when they opened all the bars up and everything past 10.
Oh, perfect
so
time,
we got
bro.
some leeway to just play like until we wanted.
And then how did it feel inside? Like, I'm playing a show.
I was so excited.
Yeah.
back there.
your dude's eyes lit up, man. Like when I asked that.
Yeah, it was like wild to think that like we're a very like in your face kind of band where it's just like everybody's always just like I've always pictured us playing at everybody's elbow to elbow. And it was just funny, like seeing people in sections, and they're just like, "Woo, yeah!"
Let's open up this pit in an orderly fashion, and everyone's social
exactly. Like people are just like Star Wars force pushing people. They're like, oh yeah!
Did you see that South Park where like Cartman has the stick 6 feet, mom, and he's like pushing everyone away?
Oh my god! Could you imagine a pit with that? But they're just
Everyone has a stick.
yeah. Oh god!
You see that concert? They put everyone in those bubbles.
I did.
I did.
Whatever it takes.
Yeah, I did
at this
see
point,
that.
that's how I'm feeling.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
I'm
we
ready.
are at that point, but
I'm ready. But I guess we are kind of running out of time. Real quick before we do go, do you guys want to like plug your Instagram
plug
or
your
social media?
socials, plug your plug everything you guys got.
All right.
Let it rip.
So we're the Washups. Nice meeting you.
Nice.
We are the Washups band on Instagram. Worked really hard to get no underscores or numbers after that. And we're on Instagram, Facebook, Apple Music, Spotify. We're on the internet. You ever hear MySpace? Yeah, we still have a MySpace page.
Really?
No.
was
no.
about to say-
Oh, that would have been so great.
Ballsy to just be like, oh, yeah, check out our MySpace.
MySpace is owned by Justin Timberlake, if you didn't know.
I did not know that.
This is an interesting fact.
Yeah.
Um,
But yeah, I think we're wrapped up here, guys. The Knicks are they're calling it. Oh, like he started the music. It's like, when you get an award and they start playing that music. It's like, but yo, the Washups, please check them out, guys. Thanks for coming all the way from AC.
Man, you guys are awesome.
This was really fun one. It's great to meet you guys, and it's great. We're all best friends now.
Exactly.
Let's go to the bar.